Hey, thanks for tuning in. And today I'd like to talk to you about a really old gadget. I mean, this gadget is old. It predates cell phones, computers, laptops, even the telephone and television and radio. I mean, that's how old these type of gadgets are. That's how long they've been around. It's called a book. Okay, this book is called Rabbitskin, and the author's name is CATTURD. I know, it's kind of a funny name. Now, they claim that this book is science fiction. Well, it is, but it's also fantasy, meaning like there's creatures in it. Not like creatures that you would see here on Earth, but fantasy type creatures, kind of like a dragon and things of that nature. So I would consider this more of a fantasy science fiction or science fantasy fiction, whatever. It's not strictly science fiction. Yes, it starts off on the planet Earth, and then they get transported away to a different planet with a whole bunch of different creatures on there. No, not like really creatures you'd see here on Earth, even though there are some. But there's no like laser fights or lightsabers and spaceships flying around and, all this weird stuff. There is some sciencey things in it. But I digress. It's a really good, enjoyable book. First of all, let me kind of show you the printing on this. It's only 207 pages long, and it's not small printing. It's very easy to read it. The printing is just right on it. If you're an avid book reader, you'll probably get through this in a few hours at the most. It's very enjoyable. It's a nice break off of the normal science fiction stuff we've been seeing in movies, TV, and yes, even in books, online, whatever, where it's all just like giant space battles and all these spaceships and everything else and laser fights. This is a very enjoyable book. I really do like it. Like I said, one of the best things about this book is CATTURD lets your mind do a little bit more imagination than some other authors. Like take Stephen King. Stephen King can take up to 2-3 pages describing how somebody or something looks. In this novel, Rabbitskin, he gives you a nice vague description, a pretty good one, but then your mind starts working, and it starts piecing things together to how this creature should look. And that's what I really like. I want my mind to do a little bit more work than the author saying, hey, this is what you should be thinking. Now, I want my imagination to go a little bit. I want my brain to start firing and working a little bit harder. So that's why I like it. Now, I'm not really going to be getting pretty much all the detail about this book is something I already gave you. It starts off on planet Earth. There's one main character who happens to be in this little cartoon here on the cover. And he discovers a lot about other people, but mainly himself. He discovers a huge thing about himself in this book. And like I said, it's not the exact best detailed oriented type book, but I like that. Like I said, it's a nice refreshing break off of all these other books out there that sometimes, even though the book could be really good, you're reading it and then you always get in a part that's kind of boring because they're going into so much dumb detail and unwanted information. It's like, I don't care about what the song is in the background that this person is hearing. Don't tell me about that for like almost a whole page. Just get to the story already, But that's what I like about this book. To me, it's a nice fantasy book. I like it because it does let my brain do a little bit more imagining about how the creatures look. Let's put it this way. If you were to read this book and a couple of your friends were to read this book and you go, hey, there is a character called Rabbitskin in this book. It's like, hey, what do you think Rabbitskin really looked like? You'll probably get similar descriptions, but a lot of different details will be different. And that's what I like, because it lets my mind, create its own little character. He gives you just enough information so you can get a visual, but then all the small, minute details, my brain gets to make up and create this character is what I would imagine it would look like. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it. And like I said, it is a cat turd novel, and I heard a lot of people giving this good reviews on, well, basically Twitter. And so I figured, hey, I'll go buy the book, see what it's all about. And yeah, like I said, I'm glad I did. It's like $25. And it's really, really good. I truly enjoyed reading this book, and I think you will too. Now, yes, on the back, here it is. I don't know how well it's going to come out. It's called I Love let me say that again. It says iloveCatTurd.com. That's where you're going to go to pick up this book. Now, CATTURD is known on Twitter. He could be, some people will call him a troll and all sorts of other negative names and stuff. But you know what? This is actually a really, really good book. And I don't care what his political affiliations is. Obviously everybody is not going to agree with everybody. And if you 100% agree with all of your friends, well, that must be pretty dull group of people right there. There has to be some kind of differing opinions. I mean, how can you be happy when you're in 100% agreement with everything everybody says? It's impossible. So, would I recommend you buy this book, Rabbitskin from CATTURD? Yeah, if you want a break from the everyday life, you're tired of seeing YouTube videos, watching what's on TV, there's nothing good in the movie theaters, well, there really isn't anymore. Same thing with TV, even streaming channels like Netflix and Hulu. A lot of it is just kind of regurgitated junk that you can see all over the place. I mean, how many more cop shows do we really need on any form of TV? Really? Come on, crime fighting shows? Let's move on to something else. Let's get a little bit more fantasy and science fiction. And with the science fiction, let's stop having these big mega spaceship battles and everything. Let's take it, in another direction. Let's have something different, something refreshing. Yes, Hollywood, I'm talking to you. So yeah, I would highly recommend you get Rabbitskin by CATTURD. I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. Like I said, it's a nice, refreshing take on fantasy science fiction. Get your brain juices moving a little bit better. You're really going to enjoy it. Once again, it's iloveCatTurd.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you happen to like this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget about that notification bell. It would really help me out a lot if you were to share this video and maybe a few more of my others on all of your social media. And until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and yes, even all of your pets, you all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.